Let me ask you something that might sound simple, but could change the way you live the rest of your life. When you close your eyes at night, do you believe your body is healing? Do you trust that your legs, the very ones that carried you through a full day, are repairing themselves, regaining strength, and preparing for tomorrow? Because for many people over 60, that's not what's happening. Instead, they wake up with swelling in their calves, stiffness in their knees, or an uneasy sense that their balance is slipping and they can't quite explain why. They say maybe it's just aging. But what if it's not? What if the real reason your legs feel weaker isn't because of your age, but because of 4 quiet mistakes that happen in the last hour before you go to sleep? This is not about exercising more or taking another supplement. It's about what you do or don't do when the house gets quiet and your body prepares to rest. And today, I'm not alone in this conversation. Joining me is a man whose wisdom has changed how the world sees aging, Dr. Shigaki Hinohara, a physician from Japan who lived to be over 100 years old and practiced medicine well into his 90s. He often said the body was made to move even in stillness. Together, we'll uncover the nighttime habits that either protect your legs or quietly steal your strength. If you've ever felt morning fatigue, heavy feet, or unsteady steps, this episode is for you. And if you've experienced something like that, please write number 1 in the comments. If not yet, just write 0. I'd love to hear your story. And if this conversation speaks to you, please hit subscribe so we can keep walking this journey of healthy aging together. Topics 1. The stillness that steals strength. Why sitting after dinner is hurting your legs. Dr. Thomas. Let me take you to a moment I've seen again and again. It's 8 p.m. The dishes are clean. The house is quiet. You sit in your favorite chair, turn on the television, maybe read a little, and you don't move for the next 2 hours. Now, I understand that moment. You've earned it. You've worked your whole life for peaceful evenings like that. But here's something most people never hear from their doctors. Long periods of stillness right after dinner, especially without moving your legs, can slowly take away the strength you spent years building. How? Because when we sit for too long without any movement, especially after eating, blood tends to pool in the lower limbs. The small valves in your veins, the ones that push blood back to your heart, begin to struggle. And if you're over 60, your circulation is already more sensitive than it was in your 40s or 50s. Dr. Hinohara. In Japan, we call this silent stagnation. After meals, especially in the elderly, the body's focus shifts to digestion. If we combine that with no movement, the legs become heavy not from age, but from trapped fluid. In fact, I used to ask my patients, "What did you do in the hour before sleep?" And very often, the answer was, "Nothing. I just sat." They didn't know that this habit was training their body to stop sending blood and healing nutrients to their legs every night. Dr. Thomas. Yes, and the consequences are real. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that adults over 65 who stayed seated for longer than 90 minutes after dinner reported 32% higher rates of morning stiffness, swollen ankles, and even mild dizziness. One of my patients, a retired school teacher in her early 70s, did everything right during the day. She walked every morning, ate well, took her vitamins, but every morning she felt like her legs were stuck in concrete. When we adjusted just one thing, asking her to stand up and stretch her calves or walk around the living room every 15 minutes in the evening, her mornings started to change. Less swelling, less pain. More confidence walking down the stairs. Dr. Hinohara. It does not need to be difficult. Even 10 minutes of light movement like pacing slowly in the hallway, lifting heels and toes, or simply standing up during commercials can signal the body keep flowing, keep healing. It's not exercise. It's restoration. Dr. Thomas. And here's what I tell my patients now. Rest is not just stillness. Rest is preparation. If you want your legs to support you tomorrow, you have to support them tonight. So, if you're watching this and thinking, that sounds like me, I invite you to do something simple tonight before you settle into your chair. Take 5 minutes to move, and then every 15 minutes, stand up, flex your ankles. Let your legs know they're still alive. It's a small act, but over time, it can protect your independence. If you've ever had swelling or stiffness in your legs the next morning, leave a comment saying that's me. I read every comment, and you are not alone. Topics 2. The dinner. Mistake that disrupts healing. Why late meals and salty foods steal your strength. Dr. Thomas. Have you ever noticed you sleep through the night, but wake up feeling like you didn't rest at all? Your legs are heavy, ankles feel tight. Maybe you need to sit on the edge of the bed before standing up. It's frustrating because you didn't even do anything wrong. But what if the real issue started 3 or 4 hours earlier? At the dinner table, Dr. Hinohara, in my practice, I have seen this often, especially in those who eat late. The body after 60 is like a quiet machine. Every choice you make, what time you eat, what you put into your body matters more. And yet, so many older adults eat their heaviest meals at 8 p.m. Or even 9 p.m. Worse, they include salty foods thinking they are light miso soup, pickles, smoked meats. These habits can disturb the balance of recovery at night. Dr. Thomas, exactly. After we eat, especially salty or heavy food, the body redirects blood flow to digestion. That means less blood and fewer nutrients reach your legs and muscles, the very tissues that need repair. And here's something important. Salty foods increase fluid retention. This leads to swelling not during the meal, but hours later when your body is trying to sleep. A 2022 report from the Mayo Clinic noted that adults over 65 who consumed over 200-300 milligrams of sodium at dinner had 25% more fluid retention in their lower limbs by morning. That means a meal that feels light might be quietly overloading your circulation. Dr. Hinohara, and people think, but I didn't eat that much. But we must remember with age, the kidneys process salt more slowly. Even a simple bowl of soup with soy sauce may carry too much sodium for the evening. I had a patient 74 years old who loved pickled vegetables before bed. Healthy. Yes, in the daytime. But at night, it led to swollen feet and aching calves. When we moved her last meal to 6 p.m. and reduced salty foods, she began waking up lighter. Her steps were firmer. Her smile returned. Dr. Thomas, that's the magic of small changes. And if you're listening and thinking, well, my dinner is small, ask yourself, what time am I eating and what's in it? Because even a late dinner of bread, cheese, or canned soup can overload your body. Here's a tip I give to my patients. Try to eat dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime. Keep it simple steamed vegetables, a piece of baked fish, a bowl of warm lentils, and drink a glass of warm water after the meal, not soda, not juice. This helps your digestion complete its work, so your legs can begin theirs. Dr. Hinohara, yes, when digestion rests early, healing begins early. And I always remind my patients, you're not just eating for energy, you're eating to recover. Dr. Thomas. So tonight, think about this. If your legs feel swollen or tight in the morning, ask yourself, what did I eat after 7 p.m.? And if you've noticed a connection between salty meals and poor sleep or weak legs, please leave a comment with the word SALT below. It helps others know they're not alone. We're learning together, healing together. One evening, habit at a time. Topics. 3. Why skipping water at night leads to cramps and weak legs, and the simple fix. Dr. Thomas. Let me guess, you avoid drinking water after 8 p.m. because you don't want to wake up in the middle of the night. Makes sense, right? But here's what I've learned. After 30 years of working with older adults, skipping water before bed may be protecting your sleep, but it could be damaging your legs. And most people don't even realize it, Dr. Hinohara. In Japan, we say, even the river dries if never fed. Muscles are like rivers. They need water to gallons, but just enough to stay flexible, oxygenated, and ready to repair. But many seniors fear nighttime trips to the bathroom, so they drink less and less after dinner and by bedtime. Their body enters the night in a dehydrated state. Dr. Thomas. And here's what happens next. Your muscles begin to stiffen. Circulation slows down, and the tiny nerve endings in your legs, the ones that control movement and sensation, become irritated. That's when you get the Charlie horse cramps. Not because of aging. Not because of walking too much, but because your body was missing what it needed to recover just 6 to 8 ounces of water. Dr. Hinohara. I had a patient 77 years old who would wake up 4 times a week with painful cramps in her calves. She thought it was due to arthritis or her blood pressure pills. But her real problem was simple. She stopped drinking anything after 6 p.m. We added just 1 small glass of warm water around 45 minutes before sleep, and within 1 week, her cramps disappeared. Not improved? Gone. Dr. Thomas, that's the power of hydration when it's done right. According to a 2023 study published in the American Geriatrics Journal, older adults who consumed less than 16 ounces of total water in the second half of the day had 29% higher risk of nocturnal leg cramps and next morning fatigue. That's nearly 1 in 3. So if you're skipping water to avoid the bathroom, you might be trading your sleep for stiffness. Dr. Hinohara. There is a balance. In the Japanese tradition, we recommend light sipping and not heavy chugging before bed, warm teas, room temperature water, not iced drinks, not alcohol, not sugary juices. Hydration is not just about water, it's about timing, temperature, and intention, Dr. Thomas beautifully said. So here's what I recommend. Take your last glass of water about 45 to 60 minutes before sleep. Keep it light, 6 to 8 ounces, and make sure your total water during the day is spread out, not loaded all at once. That way, your body gets what it needs, your legs stay flexible, and your sleep stays deep. Dr. Hinohara. Because a muscle that is hydrated is a muscle that can heal. Dr. Thomas. So if you've had those mysterious night cramps or wake up with sore, tired legs, please try this simple change and tell us what happens. And if this is something you're facing, leave the word cramp in the comments. You'll be surprised how many others are walking the same path. Topics 4. Screens before sleep. The quiet thief of leg recovery. Dr. Thomas. Let me ask you something that might sound familiar. Do you ever climb into bed, pull up your blanket, and say to yourself, just 5 minutes on the phone before sleep? You scroll through a few videos, read a few headlines, maybe check the weather, or look at old photos. Before you know it, 45 minutes have passed, your neck feels tight, your knees are locked, and your screen is still glowing in your face. You tell yourself, it helps me relax. But here's what I've learned both in science and in practice. Screens don't help us rest. They delay the body's ability to repair, especially the legs. Dr. Hinohara, this is a modern danger I wish more people understood. When you look at a phone or tablet at night, especially in the dark, the light confuses your brain. It suppresses melatonin, the sleep hormone. And melatonin is not just for sleep. It helps regulate muscle recovery, inflammation, and even nerve repair. That means the more screen time you get before bed, the less your legs recover while you sleep. Dr. Thomas, yes. And there's a second problem, one we don't often talk about. Screen use keeps us still. Most people lie frozen in bed with their legs bent, their hips stiff, their calves trapped in one position. That's poor circulation, poor nerve signaling, poor posture for healing. Dr. Hinohara, in my view, the worst combination is screen time and stillness, light in the eyes, tension in the legs, and no signal to the body that it's time to recover. I remember a patient 68 years old who watched videos every night in bed. She said it helped her feel less lonely, but she always woke up groggy and her feet felt numb. When we replaced that routine with a warm foot soak and 10 minutes of gentle breathing, her mornings changed. The numbness faded, her balance improved, and her smile returned. Dr. Thomas, that story reminds me of a recent study. In 2023, researchers from UCLA and Osaka University tracked 212 seniors aged 65 and older. Those who used screens more than 30 minutes within 1 hour of bedtime had a 41% increase in next morning stiffness and leg fatigue. That's not just poor sleep. That's missed healing. Dr. Hinohara, people often say, but I need my phone to fall asleep. What they really need is comfort, connection, a gentle way to let the body know it's safe now. You can repair it. That's not found in the glow of a screen. It's found in peace, in warmth, in quiet rituals. Dr. Thomas. So here's what we suggest. Try turning off all screens at least 45 minutes before sleep. Replace the phone with something gentle, a warm towel on your legs, soft music, or a simple breathing routine. Even better, elevate your legs for 10 minutes while you do this. You'd be amazed how your body responds when you remove interference. Dr. Hinohara. Because the body listens not just to what you feed it, but what you focus on. Dr. Thomas, if you've ever had trouble falling asleep or wake up with sore legs, numb toes, or a heavy walk, please consider the light you're sending into your eyes and the stillness you're forcing into your legs. And if this is something you've experienced, write the word screen in the comments below. You're not the only one, and you're not stuck. You just need to give your body the right signal to heal. Topics 5. The 10-minute lift that helps your legs heal. Overnight. Dr. Thomas. Let me share a simple practice, one that takes less than 10 minutes. You don't need a gym. You don't need any equipment, and you certainly don't need to sweat. All you need is a pair of pillows and a little trust in your body's ability to heal. Here's what I'm talking about. Lying down and gently elevating your legs for 10 minutes before sleep. That's it. But what it does inside your body is far from simple. Dr. Hinohara, in Japanese medicine, we believe that healing begins from the lowest point upward. By elevating your feet just 12 to 15 inches, you allow gravity to help your heart, the blood that's been pooling in your ankles, the fluid stuck around your knees. It finally begins to return. Back toward the lungs, back toward the kidneys, back toward healing. Dr. Thomas? And the best part, You don't have to move. You don't even need to think. Just lie down. Place a pillow under each calf. Close your eyes and let the blood do its work. I once had a patient 79 years old who suffered from heavy legs every morning. She'd tried massage, creams, even compression socks. But the breakthrough came when she started this one practice. 10 minutes, feet elevated, every night before sleep. Within a week, she said her legs felt lighter, her ankles were no longer stiff, and she finally stopped holding the handrail while climbing stairs. Dr. Hinohara, it's not magic. It's a circulatory reset, and it's something you can give yourself anytime, anywhere. Studies from Kyoto University show that adults over 60 who elevated their legs for 10 minutes nightly had 26% lower risk of morning leg fatigue and improved sleep quality over a 3-week period. The data is clear, but more importantly, the feeling is real. Dr. Thomas, so if you've been searching for something that's easy, quiet, and gentle, but still effective, try this tonight. No phone, no thinking. Just you, your body, and gravity finally working in your favor. Dr. Hinohara. Because when the legs rest higher, the heart rests deeper. Dr. Thomas. If you're planning to try this tonight, write the word lift in the comments. And if you already do this and it helps, share your experience. You might inspire someone else to start. This is not about fixing everything overnight. It's about beginning a quiet rhythm of recovery, one evening at a time. Topics 6, the healing hour, how gentle motion, warm water, and breath. Prepare your legs for recovery. Dr. Thomas, there's a sacred window every evening. It's not loud. It doesn't demand anything, but it holds quiet power. I call it the healing hour. That's the 60 minutes before sleep when the body decides whether it will just shut down or begin to heal. And what you do in that window, especially for your legs, makes all the difference. Dr. Hinohara, in Japan, we treat this hour with care. We use warmth, we use stillness, and most importantly, we use gentle motion, not to work the body, but to invite it to rest. One of my patients, a farmer in his late 70s, used to wake up stiff every morning. His legs felt like wood. He believed it was age, but it was habit. He watched television until he fell asleep, no movement, no transition. We changed his last hour. He started walking slowly around his garden, then soaked his feet in warm water with ginger. Then breathed deeply in silence. Within 2 weeks, he told me, I no longer feel my age in my legs. Dr. Thomas, that's the kind of transformation I love to hear. We often think recovery has to come from a pill or a complicated routine, but in truth, the body loves rhythm, simplicity, warmth. And when it receives these things consistently, it rewards us with better mornings. Let's break it down for those listening. 1. Gentle movement. Try walking slowly around your home for just 5 to 10 minutes before bed, or simply march in place during a commercial break. This encourages circulation, clears stagnant fluid, and signals recovery. 2. Warm foot. Soak. Use a small basin. Fill it with warm water, not hot. Add a slice of ginger or a spoon of Epsom salt. Soak your feet for 10 to 15 minutes. It soothes nerves, relaxes tight muscles, and for many, it helps with falling asleep faster. 3. Deep breathing. Try this inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold for 7, exhale for 8. Do this 5 times. This helps shift your body from stress mode to healing mode. Dr. Hinohara, yes, we must remind our body that it is not in battle, but in restoration. And these rituals, while simple, carry the message clearly. Dr. Thomas, I always say, you don't need a doctor at night, you need a habit. If you make one small change each week, a short walk, a warm soak, a few deep breaths, your body will respond, not overnight, but gently, deeply, quietly. Dr. Hinohara. Healing is not loud. It does not knock on the door, but it shows up if you make space for it. Dr. Thomas. If tonight you plan to try even one of these walking, soaking, or breathing, type the word ritual in the comments. And if you already have a nighttime habit that helps your legs, please share it. Your story may change someone else's life. Let's reclaim the healing hour, one quiet evening at a time. Strong legs after 60. Begin in silence, not in struggle. Dr. Thomas. So tonight, before you go to bed, pause for a moment. Take a breath. Look at your feet and ask yourself, have I given them what they need to carry me through another day? Because the truth is, strong legs are not built in the gym. They are protected in the quiet hours, in the choices we make long before the sun rises. A soft breath, a warm soak, a small walk, a glass of water, the simple act of lifting your feet with care. These are not just routines. They are messages. They tell your body you are safe. You are loved. You can let go. Dr. Hinohara, I lived more than 100 years, and I have learned the legs are the soul's last wings. When they are strong, you can go anywhere. When they are weak, even getting out of bed becomes a mountain. But the beauty is, we are never too old to start healing. All it takes is one night, one habit, one chance, and the next morning feels a little lighter. Dr. Thomas, if you've ever felt that heaviness in your legs, that wobble in your step, that frustration of trying and still feeling weak, I want you to know it's not your fault. It's not your age. It's just a pattern that can be changed with compassion, with guidance, and with patience. And tonight, that change can begin. Dr. Hinohara, tonight don't chase sleep, invite rest with a cup of warm tea, with a gentle movement, with a heart that says, I deserve to feel strong again. Dr. Thomas, if this message touched your heart, please let us know in the comments with the word begin. If you're ready to start healing your legs, share this video with someone you love, someone who might also be quietly struggling. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so we can keep walking together on this path of healthy aging. Next week, we'll talk about the 5 worst foods to eat after 6 p.m. if you want to sleep through the night. Until then, take care of your legs, and they will take care of you. Good night. Friends,